Remember that transfers and you're gonna go to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to this.
Okay, we're gonna skip the sealed bids and do the transfer request.
We'll come back.
Brad's doing something, sorry.
Come on, Brad.
Feedback. Okay, MDH restricted, from operator to office supplies in the amount of $3,773.32. And this is transfers due to an ad for employment in the newspaper and some additional costs for their new copier.
I'll make a motion for that transfer.
Second that, all those in favor?
All right.
Joe. ARPA funds, capital outlay, the contractual services, and 3,000 to help cover our contract that we have for.
I'll make a motion for that transfer.
Second, all those in favor?
All right.
NDOT, the project on US 41 over Cold Creek is to transfer the real estate, for the project.
I will make a motion to accept the offer of real estate transfer.
All those in favor?
All right.
Also consulting, this is for indirect costs and we get reimbursable money. And for 1 year, it's $3,400, and I think in the past, we've always done the 3 year at a lower rate of $3,200 per year.
As long as everyone's comfortable with the 3 year, I'll make a motion to. Well, you ladies.
Yes,
Yes,
she's
okay.
shaking her head.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I'll make a motion for the 3 year period at $3,200 a year.
Okay, I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
The judge has a request to pay out comp time to Becky Baldwin. Is there money in that line item? There's plenty in there. Okay.
With that being said, I'll make a motion to approve that payout. Also.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
All right.
Next thing, she may want to talk to you about that class and stuff. She's not down here yet.
We should get her a call. Okay. I would rather not act on this today.
So I'm just gonna say, my office is in charge of corrections, collecting fines and fees, and I'm not in agreement that we're going into this program. I've done some research on it, we are way down on the list with tax intercept anyway, before all the other agencies. And it's not her job, it is my job, and so I don't think it's her place.
Okay. And I'll take that into account because my reservations was we have entered into other contracts in the past that has created a greater workload in another department for another office. And so I have a problem with that because if they were doing their job and that's office A, then we would need something for office A to do the. And I see that with this. And so I personally would not like, I don't want to act on it today without Tim and some more information.
What I'm saying is not her place anyway to
Okay.
act on it, and I'm not asking for it.
Okay. We'll table that. I mean, was there a deadline or something?
No, there's not, and it's been in place since 2012 or 2014, according to ICO, I have that. And there's only 28 other counties that have already entered into it since then. And like I said, this has been around for a
And
while.
are they happy since they've been?
And I haven't spoken with any of the other clerks yet. I have asked for a list of those counties, and the state has not provided that to me yet. And I will be at conference next week.
Okay.
And so I
See if you can find
that
out because I'd be interested in knowing if they want to do that. I mean, where do you draw the line on going after?
and personal responsibility. And if they haven't paid the ticket, there's usually a reason.
Okay. We'll skip over. County highway annual financial report. I know that Stacy worked with the auditor and I don't know who else to make sure everything balanced.
Do you have the
And
report?
you got submitted. Okay, did you get a copy to Colleen?
She should have sent her.
Okay, check it. I got one. If not, I didn't know.
Did you guys sign it? It has to be signed with the commissioners.
I signed,
Okay.
but in the past, they just typed the name. I
Okay.
submitted it. they didn't actually have to have
Okay.
signatures, but I felt like we needed to act on it at this meeting, even though it was due June first, we really should have done it at the last meeting, but wasn't calling it at that time, but I did review it.
I will make a motion to acknowledge and accept the annual financial report from the county highway department.
Okay, I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 0. We have received a couple of quotes to remove shrubs and trees at Maple Corner in between the local.
By shrubs and trees, it's just overgrowth.
Yes.
There's nothing, there's no plants of any sorts, it's just overgrowth.
It's not landscaping.
No,
Correct.
it's not. So we were wanting to get that removed, cleaned up. We did do some work on the west side and have smart lawns. Pull out, garbage rip out, the fencing that was falling down, and then they put in some rock. So, that being said, with these two quotes. You want to make a motion to accept the quote?
Yeah, so after reviewing the two, there was one quote from Smart Contractors in the amount of $2,250. The second one was from Slider Tree Service in the amount of $4,000. I will make a motion to accept the lower amount from Smart Contractors in the amount of $2,250.
Okay, I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
So. And then I'm looking for department heads, like, sealed.
Yes.
Do you have something else?
No.
It's similar to that. Do that later.
Oh. The one I need to. Where you guys off?
Yeah.
White off downstairs. Okay, we had two sealed bids received for CCMG project 2022-1 for the wedge and overlay County Road 9 south from US Highway 41 to State Road 341. First one is from Reese Riley. And we're gonna let US side, you have. They're here, right? Okay. I'm going to let them. It looks like all the paperwork's here, there's. The total installation bid from Reese Riley is in the amount of $751,017, with an alternate total amount, an alternate bid total amount of $425,592. There's multiple subcategories. I'm gonna let them go through this once we get those one open. I'll accept that bid with all documents in place. The second one is from Milestone Contractors. First total is $718,854, and an alternate bid of $439,470, with a couple other ones falling behind. So I'll give these USI and let them run through these real fast during the rest of the meeting. Yeah, so we'll accept these under advisement at the moment. Let them review.
Yeah.
this morning, she's gonna have her office make a copy. for the registry.
No.
Just before we start that reports, when Mr. Hoagland's here, he's been, working on the for that process, we had two appraisals. One of the appraisals broke out the separate appraised the different
Yeah.
acreage separately. The second appraisal did not. So we need to have that appraisal revised or redone so that so we know what the average of the two is, and we know that it's, you know, that separate 16 or 17 acres is under, we could just, there's a different process if that's under 50,000. We need to have the second appraisal revised, and that was very clean. So if you want to talk to him, see if we can break that out and submit a reduction. Once he does that, then we will, either way, we have a hearing and bids. That will be delayed until we can have the second appraisal completed for that specific.
Thank you, Jan.
Yes.
Judge, did you have something?
Just two things.
That have some something.
Unfortunately, we're kind of late to the ball on this one. I had explored the idea of doing it earlier and it just didn't come to fruition. After I gave it some thought, I really felt like maybe we should talk to you all, because I think between the court and the commissioners, those are the two blessings we need to have. This is a tax intercept program for unpaid tickets. We have a lot of unpaid tickets, as you know. Tim would know from insurance better, but an unpaid ticket causes people to have a suspended license, which then snowballs into them not being able to go to work, etc. The state has passed laws that allow the BMV to, with the participation of counties, intercept people's tax refunds to pay their outstanding tickets, which in my mind is a win-win. One, the county gets the money that, you know, for the ticket, and two, people get their tickets paid and then they get a license back. So state court administration said that, you know, I could participate in it, but I wanted to talk to you all about it, give you a chance to think about it, because really it's money that's going to the county. So give it some thought. If I have your blessing, why I say we're late to the ball, because everybody got or most people got $125 tax refund for the surplus on the budget. And that's really what I wanted to participate in, but we didn't get it done in time, so.
Other examples where the legislation has done this, and so put off is, a few years ago, we changed the statute on mowing liens, which for cities is a huge thing, and collecting those, which is a lot of expense and work that you put in. They just allow those liens to relate to the tax bills, and, you know, so for example, that's really being paid for all the mowing that they have to do for even their. It's just, that's worked really well.
But I mean, I've heard about it.
Just that concept.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, you're not taking money out of their wages, you know, they're getting their license back. There's really a push to, just because it's so disabling in rural counties to not have people's license suspended for non-substance related offenses. So anyway, give it some thought. I guess talk to Tim, and I don't know if they need to vote on it. What's your thought on that?
Well, we do have other I think we have other contractual obligations for collections that I don't think are exclusive, that I think we just have to review everything.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think that they would be exclusive.
I don't think they are, I just,
I know that there is a fee, I think that B&B or somebody charges a little bit, you know, it's pretty small, I think it says in there, but, I mean, it's kind of I don't know, if I had an outstanding debt, I would rather it come out this way than through a collection agency. You know, it's not gonna go on their credit, whereas if it goes through a collection agency, it could go on their credit, so.
Yeah, I think we wanted to review it some more and talk with some of the counties that are doing it. Because my concern is we've entered into contracts before to do something like this, and it's really caused another department additional work that could have been avoided, in my opinion.
So this, as I understand it, this isn't a contract. I mean, you can opt out of it at any time. This is not a private agency. This is the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. And
Again, I'll
the
just
Supreme Court.
say, it's the clerk's responsibility to collect fines and fees, not the courts. And so I have too looked into the information on it, and we're way down on the intersect list. And like I said before, that I will review it and I will speak to other clerks. Right now, there's only 28 counties that have entered into the contract to do it, to participate in it. And this has been around since 2012 or 2014. So when I have more information too, I'll decide for sure one way or the other.
I don't think it's your decision. I think it's your decision ultimately, but you guys can have that conversation. I don't need to get into that. You know, I just want to bring it to your attention, the option of it.
And I asked Paula if she would give us some information from other counties. Are they happy?
Right.
And involved in this program? Because that was my concern.
Is that Mary that, was it Mary or Galen that, I don't know who was on the bottom of that? Okay. But she would be able to put you in touch with people, the bigger counties that had it, as well as the smaller, because they're the ones that have to flip the switch or whatever to make it work with B&B. So the only other thing is I have somebody who has requested to have some of her comp time paid out. I have money in my part-time budget, so I was just, okay, all right, so we already did that. Okay, all right, that was it. You have anything for me, since I haven't seen you for a while? All right,
Thank you.
all right, thank you, have a good day.
Cars, thank you very much.
We got, grant in for the computers. Big thanks to Tina and the office on their help on that. We spent most all day Wednesday doing that. The grant for the ambulance, as we were digging into it, there was a lot more detail to it, not enough time to get it done. We needed a pricing and all that on an ambulance, and working with the representative, trying to get all that, just didn't all pan out, but we did definitely got the grant in for the SHSP grant for the laptops.
Okay.
And then obviously
I'm coming to you after this meeting.
okay,
Perfect, thank you. That's my.
yeah, so that's really all I got at this point. Got a truck, I was a truck going in today to Odals to get some repair work on it, and then we hit another deer on over the weekend with another truck too, so drivable, but damaged to the front.
So happy Monday to you. so.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. That's all I got. Do you have anything else?
So,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Paula, you have something?
Can I cut in real quick so I can get back on the road?
Oh, yes, you
Is that
can.
okay?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Is that okay, Paul? You mind?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. The two requests for you today, the smaller of the two is upfit on the van. That is a very basic, please don't hit me when I'm sitting on the side of the road package. And I'm trying to get through 3 miles of interstate traffic that's backed up and I can't get an escort, is basically what that is. And the other one, I wish this was last year, because that quote would have been half the cost last year. The Furno, who's the maker of that cot, they're a year behind, and I'm gonna sound like a former department head when I say this. if you move on the 4,000 and change now, we can have one in July. If we don't, after the council's approval next week, it'll be next year, July of next year. Furloughs and year on cost, and they're the only manufacturer of mortuary products. So, and that's the only distributor in the US right now, is that 4,000.
And it's not in budget.
No.
Yeah, right. It'd be too easy. Do we have any ideas on where that could come from with this money?
I didn't know if that could come from the council's big allotment, the 200,000, I didn't know if it could come out of that.
So we have, I think it could.
Well, yeah.
I mean, because you're buying an asset and you're modifying another one.
I'd say the capital outlay, that in county general. Is budgets in county general.
The thing with the mortuary cot is we are borrowing a funeral home's cot.
Right.
And we can't be doing that anyway. We need to be using our own money. I mean, not just for liability reasons, but it's just, the cot, we've got a 37 that we're using
So
now.
we can approve 1874, county general, council, capital outlay. Or whatever
Right,
fund they see fit, I would think that would fall under. Enterprise. Could possibly, enterprise, I don't know, if we have money.
There's gonna be some surplus in that company. I don't know, we can talk about that.
We'll check to see if we have, yeah, I don't know about that, since your vehicles, lease and everything. We can check with enterprise first, and then if that doesn't work, then we can use.
so you wanna wait, like, because I wanna approach the council next week so we can at least move on that cot.
Well, I mean, if we go
I'd
ahead
rather
and
just do all
approve
one.
this, and then they can finalize that, maybe.
Decide whether or not it's gonna come out of enterprise
Yeah.
or.
I'll talk to them. There's some money coming into that enterprise from vehicles being sold, so there's
Okay,
a balance there.
right,
That the council's probably not even quite aware of yet, because it just happened. So I'll make the motion to approve the 4,137 COTS. We'll put it on capital outlay unless council has a different opinion on that. And I will also approve the 1,874 out of that at the moment, and we'll,
You want the top cover too?
yes, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, 4,137 and the 11558, I'm sorry, I'll approve both of those. And the 1,874 for the quote from the lights, front rear warning, controller speakers, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, I'll second that. All those in favor?
And we'll get with council and kind of talk about our thought process on the funding. Okay,
so I'll be in touch with you later in the week
yes,
about that.
yes,
Or
I'll conveniently see them this evening. Aye.
all right, thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Do you need this?
No.
Today or?
No,
Okay.
what's that?
What's the approval? For the 1874. I'll just,
No, the cot was the important one.
okay, all right.
Who is that quote from?
Move over,
Oh,
the ones that did the county guys' cars. Yeah, I
okay,
figured they're working, let's stick to it.
got it,
All right,
thank you.
thank you.
The custodian, yeah, I talked to Rick outside, the verbiage was that the tank had been dug up and put back. Roger's done their testing and we're waiting on results. I did give him approval to keep mowing that property as it is still ours. There's nothing torn down. The tank had been dug up and then replaced and like.
Yeah, well, the wording says.
Yeah, right.
10
I told him it sends off for a little panic, but we're good.
So Andrew, you're saying the tank was dug up and put back?
The testing has been done. Yeah, it's not put back. Do not say that. It has not been put back. It's gone.
Right, starting.
The dirt has been put back.
There you go. Strike that from the record.
Right. Right.
Yeah, we don't need any more drama, okay?
Speaking of take getting put back, Joe, do you have anything for me and May? No, Tina? Tina's a better one anyway, no?
The tank has not been removed. Right. The tank, the testing,
No,
Testing.
wait, wait.
reported.
The tank was pumped and cleaned, it was removed out of the ground and disposed of.
Okay,
The testing was completed, soil was put back in. Topsoil was put back in and seed has been completed.
Yes.
We're just waiting on the analysis from the lab. If it's clean, we're done. If it's not clean, we'll have a meeting.
Right.
got it?
Got it.
Okay,
I was
good.
confused.
Sorry, in my head, I knew I had to, I guess I had to spell that one out.
That's great.
Yes, I wanted to spell out.
That's how you know, the record, because it's environmental stuff, you know, you can't play with that. Nope. Okay. Pretty straightforward.
I know I kept hearing it, but it was put back.
No,
No, I
nothing.
don't know.
That's, I know you can say put that.
Eric, yeah, come on up. We'll get email help, we'll get everybody out of the way.
I just have a question about tank.
Please approach the end of this.
There's a letter that we're asking to scrap or junk to the freezer and the refrigerator. I believe this was bought in 2008 under H1N1 funds.
So the health department had two freezers, like refrigerators, their board scrapped them as surplus, the cost would exceed the value.
So if it was H1N1 funds, and you're just getting rid of, you're not gonna get any money. I mean, whatever money comes, where's it gonna go back to? Do you still have that fund?
I think it came out of that. I don't know that for a fact, but I think that was the ballpark. That was way before my time.
What it was paid out of.
It was
Wait, yeah, they're.
junk, they're scrap.
So you're not getting any money, you're not taking.
No, we're not.
Okay.
To the best of my knowledge, yeah. So we just wanted to serve.
They just want to notify.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. I was thinking you were gonna take it straight, but you know, the way you have.
No.
Well.
I know, oh, yeah. Okay.
You need a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept their board recommendation, of surplus and junk, the valuation of those pieces would exceed the valuation advertised and so.
I'll second that, all in favor?
Okay. The property off of I-74 on the Van Pelt Lane, we have taken more pictures of the property. The back of the property is definitely full of what I would call junk vehicles that appear to have been there for quite some time. I've tried to reach back out to the gentleman. He's not returned my phone call. With that said, though, I only reached out once, but he has replied in an email prior to all that stating he wanted like till August. It appears nothing's being done now or anything. I'd like to see us move forward with it.
I would recommend considering developing that investigation for potential unsafe building law. It doesn't have to be a structure, it can be additional property.
Yes, and there is that building that's on there. It's
Junk autos. Looking at this, reckless to go that route and might, potential.
If you need our approval, I'll make a motion. We can roll out that.
Yeah, I think we need your approval because I don't think I can use this under health laws.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
We have health, we have unsafe building, and we have nuisance. Okay, three routes, but we.
but
I don't know.
you say that, there probably is, because, I mean, there's a lot more there that I can see that.
Are you having issues getting on the property and, you know, so. That's a civil inspection.
Well, I think we got more than enough pictures, but yes, well, let me.
Any aspects of property that have trouble getting access to.
If we had a drone, it would fly, but that's what we have on that one. That's the one that you see right off I-74.
I'll make a motion to continue on that path, whether it's a safe structure, whatever, any recommendation is on that. I'll make that motion.
And I'll second that, all those in favor.
Aye.
Then the update on, Silver Island Road, the guy built the house on the stilts. I've been in contact with him. He says he's got his engineering study back. He now has to go through DNR to see what he has to do there. I've asked him for a copy of that engineering thing. He has not provided that. So that's where we stand right now. So we still need to DNR unless Roger has any information on that. That, I think he's with the other brother. Vickers. I don't know, he's told me he went through that, so, but I don't have any of that. That's all I have initially. Oh, I'm sorry, there is one other. Does the county have an ordinance on grass? Certain height, cut, whatever. I had a complaint, I was just gonna check and see if we had any.
Just to the extent that maybe a nuisance ordinance, it's not a lot of, I just didn't research those for another county, and it's not very common for the county.
Yeah, just curious.
And I think that, his ordinance.
I will look, if not, I'll call. And give it. Go from there, so. Okay, you guys have anything from us? Okay, thank you.
Paul, we kind of skipped over you, I think you had, I just wanted to refresh.
I'm so good, my mind today.
Okay. Jason, I guess you're up.
I just have a few things. We did receive the rest of our fleet trucks, the 2500s. They came in Friday. We're still waiting on the last 4 3500s, which will be here sometime in September and October, tentatively. We did go through the interview process with a couple of candidates last week. We feel that they fit the scope of what we're looking for. We'd like to offer them a contingent offer, pending a background check and pre-employment drug screen. So, which I don't know how we're doing it now. Are they paying for pre-employment drug screens, or are we still taking care of that, or how? Would that be something for Ken?
Let's think it came out of your budget. But if there's not, is there not in there?
There is not, that's the other thing with these randoms that we're getting every quarter now. We used to only do it twice a year.
Okay.
And it's depleting that line item every time they come for 4 or 5 people. So
And then prices are
they're very pricey.
I think there's something that we want to ambulance in there, like, general miscellaneous. Is it that?
I don't know.
Generally, we would take them for pre-employment drug screen ourselves over to Crawfordsville.
Right.
That's what we use.
As far as the.
Yeah.
Where do we pay your drug screens out of?
I had a line item toxicology line item,
That's,
Okay.
but it used to be Midwest, now it's the ISA. I don't know if you guys use.
That's what we use.
Okay. So I don't think there's been enough budget for all of this, sewer and everything. I just didn't know if it was something that the county was liable for, if we would pay for it. There are certain things that you pay out, county general miscellaneous, because there's responsibility that I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
Budget.
what I'm.
That's fine. We do.
Are you putting the commission's budget?
Well, no, I don't think my,
I don't know about
but I mean, this county, I think we should cover that expense on the water department.
We still have money in that line item for, I may call Visa and go on the randoms until next year. They've only been twice this year, so.
So it's what kind of, that.
Scoring for Bridge 202, we need to get started on, so whenever you're available to go over that and start scoring. Travis, myself, and you, if you'd like.
Okay,
They're the only proposal we received that, so.
okay.
um,
So I'll come on to, right,
Okay, yeah,
2 o'clock,
yeah.
when we come a little early. Or you.
Let's pick another day, that'll be not rush. Ken, have you had a chance to look at?
Yeah, just that, we discussed that with the commissioners and asked for that to be surplus. When we meet with them.
So we have to put that as a list of bids since West Side is. We were going to try to use that as.
If it's a trade-in, you can use it, it's still, you can just surplus it for trade-in, and that's fine. If it's, if you sell it, then.
Our idea on this pad foot roller, was, we got a proposal from Chuck Stowe from West Side to trade that in or sell it to them. And then use that funding for either warranties or the offset cost of the new credit we're receiving. So just trying to cover that.
So it's more of a sell back, right?
Well, if, that's a concrete factor, if it's a sale, we do have to admit it.
But if you're trading it,
If we're trading, then it's, yeah.
So I would like to request that.
so you can't really trade for services.
Okay. Okay, just one more thing, we have been advised by our federal highway through NDOT that we will need to replace some bridge signage and update the emergency vehicle bridge signage. That was, of course, not going to be funded by federal highway, so we may have to move some money around. We got a price of $12,000, almost $13,000 for the new signage. There's 38 bridges to do those, so just we may have to move some money around in our local roads and streets. So,
Well, we bring that for the council.
Yeah.
And just verify that, or clarify to everybody, that is a new law that changed, and these are mandated signage changes that's taking place. And quite frankly, since I read the email and I traveled all over Indiana, you see
Yeah.
the new standardized signs everywhere. It's
unfortunately, it's just coming out of our budget. It's not funded, so.
right.
Yeah,
That
we're
is-
the council about that, and then, just like I said, we gotta have it.
Do we need a motion to go to classified? It's cheaper than surplus.
Yeah, motion, just motion, that surplus and then.
I will make a motion to classify that surplus, give me authority to move forward to bidding.
I'll second that, all those in favor? I think we had an engineering conference last week, and, I'm sure you're aware that, you know, they put on, the little tactics on, simulators, you know, like if you have an individual that is notorious for, backing in and something, you know, maybe they could use some little, so that's pretty interesting, that was very.
Yeah.
I was, you know, some of that.
Might need to take those classes.
Well, and you might, you know, just randomly a refresh, whatever, but I thought it was pretty interesting. So you had to feel free to reach out, that new directory.
One more thing. I'm keeping an eye on the fuel and oil budget. We're trying to get a couple things lined up, work out that we can kind of save on that. So it may come down to parking everything, so business hours, people are on call. Just giving you guys a heads up, so.
Well, I noticed that, and I think I shared with you, Woodland County, they were, cutting back on their mowing. That seems to be a concern in the middle of the county, so. I watched a lot on the budget. And.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Yes, thank you.
Roger, do you have anything for Greg?
Yeah, you're looking at me and talking about.
Sorry. I'll be Greg.
I'll do that handsome one day. Okay.
So nothing on Randall.
Yeah, no.
Thank you.
We're good.
Okay. Is the sheriff back there? Okay. Any other departments, have anything? Yeah, and I didn't have.
What else? Yeah, I don't know if we need to.
So I have a couple of quotes from Gibson Teledated, and I think these are just renewals. Process. Over assurance and support for the phones. Allows for the upgrades and benefits and security updates. And I think I ordered just for sometimes divorces and that. So I have one for $540 and one for $310. So I'll make a motion that we accept these quotes from Gibson Teledated. I need on the second. Yes. Just make a motion to accept these two. We'll see about $500 and the spread crews and third fixes and I think the phone system. Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
The sheriff does not have anything for us.
Okay.
They're only calling a station for next year. Okay. I'm going to do it as he comes out on Thursday for possibly somebody else.
So Kent, I do have a copy of this, the findings of order. Can we wait and do this?
Yeah, that, we said it that last meeting, it was gonna be
Okay.
continued to.
I'll just get a copy of it.
I put six on there. I read in that.
We're taking a little time out right now to.
Discuss legal matters.
He's talking to the legal counsel.
So. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
Right. We'll take a motion. But there's so many different USI, would you want us to discontinue this, or are we just going to accept lowest bid? Okay, so we'll just continue this under advisement, and wait for those findings to come back. Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah. I'll make a motion to close this meeting.
Or a second? Okay. I'll second that motion.